Is marijuana pot? Can you tell me why is marijuana called pot? There are literally hundreds of slang terms and different names used for marijuana. Many of the different jargon used for marijuana or cannabis have been derived from a combination of the geographic location and the appearance of the processed plant. Just in case you did not know if marijuana is pot, yes it is. Cannabis is indigenous to Central and South Asia as well as other warmer regions. Marijuana comes from the cannabis plant, scientifically named as Cannabis sativa, so it is natural and derived from the female flowers and dried leaves. So, how did pot come to America? Mexican Revolution of 1910. The Mexican Revolution was a major armed struggle brought on by tremendous disagreement among the Mexican people over the dictatorship of President Porfirio Diaz, who stayed in office for 31 years. The Mexican Revolution was started by a new generation of leaders who wanted to participate in the political life of their country, but they were denied the opportunity by officials who were already entrenched in power and who were not about to give it up. As reported by PBS, after the Mexican Revolution of 1910, Mexican immigrants flooded into the United States, introducing to American culture the recreational use of marijuana. The drug became associated with the immigrants, and then fear and prejudice about the Spanish-speaking newcomers became associated with marijuana. So why is marijuana called pot? So did the word for a common kitchen instrument become slang for pot? Actually, the origin of the word pot has nothing to do with kitchen cooking utensils. That is why so many people have asked, why is marijuana called pot, or is marijuana pot? And most have never understood this at all. The shortened name pot comes from the Mexican word portigaya or portuga, which means marijuana leaves. It is a shortening of the word putotion de gaya. An alcoholic drink made of marijuana leaves and buds are steeped in brandy or wine. It literally means the drink of grief. Now, what the heck is putotion de gaya? Well, that is a quick and easier question to answer. It is a tropical fruit that you can typically find at the grocery store called guava, used to make alcohol for the putotion de gaya. Pot, as slang for marijuana, has been in common usage since the late 1930s and early 1940s, and has been a lively argument among entomologists pretty much since day one. The reason why is marijuana called pot was made into a common term for marijuana or cannabis in the United States when it became popular during this period in history. And that answers our questions: why is marijuana called pot? And is marijuana pot? Why are people asking? You're probably asking, is marijuana pot today because you've recently heard of medical marijuana in the news, which refers to the cannabis plant used as a doctor-recommended form of medicine or herbal therapy. According to Wikipedia, pot, marijuana, cannabis, etc. is one of the 50 fundamental herbs of traditional Chinese medicine used for over 5,000 years and is prescribed for a broad range of indications. Whatever you call it, ganja, weed, reefer, tea, bong, leaf, or skunk, it may soon be medicinally and legally farmed in records amount as medical marijuana becomes more prevalent throughout the United States. Now we know the historical answer to why is marijuana called pot. Let us know what you think.